channel. It is Nella and I am going to be updating my cabinets today. Ty's gonna be helping me, but he just took his hair out, so he's over there in the living room just sitting there. But anyway, we've been in this house for 5 years and we were 25 when we got the house, so we weren't really sure what we wanted this to look like. But now that we're a little bit older, we're like more sure of what we want and what we want it to look like. So I'm really excited about doing this update. So our house doesn't have like a whole bunch of light. Like there are windows and stuff, but there just isn't a lot of natural light that comes in. So we want to brighten up the space. Shh, Jaden. We want to brighten up the space, especially in the kitchen since we cook a whole lot. So the first thing we're gonna do is make our cabinets lighter. As you can see in the back, we have pretty dark cabinets. They're a really dark shade of brown. So we're going to be painting them white today. I'm so excited. Well, not just today, it's a process, but I'll walk you guys through it. Y'all, how about I forgot that I had this scarf on my head? It wasn't even tied cute or anything. It was looking crazy, and I was talking to the guy the whole time. But anyway, we're in Sherwin-Williams and we're getting the paint made right now. We're getting site white for the cabinets and pure white for, I lied, pure white for the cabinets and site white for the walls to create some depth in the kitchen. So yeah, here we go. And we're gonna keep the trim the same color. We might have to touch it up in some places, but yeah, it's gonna be cute. It's gonna be cute. It's gonna be cute. Okay, so it's time to get started. Here's a full look of what our kitchen looked like before. Like I said, dark cabinets. The fixtures had the basic fixtures that they put in when they build your house. Our dining table got beat up by the kids, and we are just ready to brighten up our space. I'm gonna walk you through everything we did in order to freshen up our kitchen. We took all of the cabinet doors down and we washed them with soap and water. Then after we washed them with soap and water, we followed up with Crud Cutter, which I picked up at our local Walmart. It was really affordable. It does a really good job of removing grease stains and everything else that you can think of. It's really important to get all of the grime and everything off of your cabinets if you want good results when you're painting. Don't forget to label your cabinets before you remove them. That way you'll know exactly where they belong. We're going to paint them, so we took the stickers off and placed them on plastic in our garage, and we put them right next to the cabinet so that we wouldn't get them mixed up. What's helpful is drawing out the cabinets on a separate piece of paper. That way you can correspond which cabinet goes where. We purchased these painter's tripod, that way we can rest the cabinet doors on top of them while we paint. Then we sanded them with 120 grit sandpaper. This removed that gloss film from the cabinets, and this will really help the primer and the paint to stick the way that it should. Don't forget to sand the cabinets inside as well. We followed up by cleaning up the residue with some tack cloth, and it worked really well. I was surprised. It has like a sticky residue to it, and then all you do is just wipe the cabinets down and it gets it all clean. The next step is applying your primer. This is a really great primer as it blocks stains. Here's the paintbrush that we use. We chose this one because we didn't want to compromise the quality of our results. It was a little bit more pricey, but that's okay considering that you're saving thousands of dollars painting your own cabinets anyway. So we start by applying the primer into all of the grooves and the edges, all the places that we know the roller won't reach, and then we just go over that with our paintbrush. After that, we follow up with the roller and make sure that we cover all of the surface area of the cabinet doors and the cabinets on the inside. I knew that this would be a long process, but I guess I never really processed everything, because once you paint one side, you have to wait for it to dry, and then you flip it over and paint the other side. Once your primer is dry, then you want to go ahead and follow up with a light sanding with 220 grit sandpaper. You don't have to spend a ton of time on that process, but it allows for the paint to stick and bond the way that it should. That way you'll get better results. It took us a total of about 1 week to finish this cabinet painting process. I really expected it to take about 2 or 3 days, but that was just the delusional part of me, I guess. After your first coat of paint dries, you want to go back and sand again with the 220 grit sandpaper and then apply a second coat of paint. I know it's a lot of sanding, but sanding again will smooth everything out and it'll allow that last coat of paint to rest nice and flat and even. If you have a sanding tool, even better. I definitely recommend that because hand sanding takes a really long time. By the way, we let the cabinets dry for a day before we flipped it over to paint each side, so that's why it took so long. We wanted to make sure that it was completely dry and we didn't want to jump the gun. After we finished painting, we of course put everything back in the cabinets and Ty reattached the doors. If you're going to reuse your hardware, put them in a safe place so that you don't lose any pieces or screws. Now it's time to change the fixtures. I really cannot believe we kept these fixtures so long because I never really liked them in the first place, but it's time to get rid of them now. I'd recommend getting a professional to redo these, but Ty has done some in our house before, so it's totally fine, I guess. Just make sure you cut your breakers off if you feel inclined to do it on your own, because you don't want to get hurt. We really wanted dome pendant lights, and it took us 2 weeks to finally find what we wanted. I'm going to make sure I link the description to all of these products in the description box of this video. But I absolutely love this pendant light. It's a lot bigger. Next up is the chandelier. I hate this chandelier too, but it hung around for 5 years. It's time to replace her now. If you can't already tell, anything that could possibly break my nail, Ty does that. Oh, and our little helper too. We're going for like a modern contemporary feel, which is why we chose this light fixture, and I absolutely love it. There's also a frosted option, which Ty preferred, and I wish I went with it because these clear bulbs might just get dusty really fast. Again, Ty's doing what he does and he's putting everything together. We ordered some new island chairs and he's going to assemble those and put them near the island. I thought that the black island chair will complement the light fixtures really well. We're doing the basics right now, like quick light fixture changes and painting and changing out the furniture a little bit, but we plan on doing a lot more. I'm going to do an updated video once we swap out the countertops and add backsplashes and decor and things like that, and I can't wait to show you guys what everything looks like when we're finally finished. Ty ordered this tool from Amazon. It helps you to line up the holes for the hardware on your cabinet doors. And I'm so glad we ordered this because I don't know how straight everything would have been put in if we did not. It's a really helpful tool. Now it's time to paint. We got to paint with paint and primer in it. That way we get really good coverage. As far as painting goes, I'm pretty good at painting compared to Ty, so I usually do most of the wall painting, even though we both did the cabinet painting. It took me about 2 days to do 2 coats of paint in the kitchen, and that's okay because it's really therapeutic. But now that we're all done, let's do a quick recap of what the kitchen looked like before. We had the dark cabinets, the green paint on the walls, and the old fixtures and outdated furniture. Now here's the after. The space is lightened up just the way I want it to be. I really can't believe we pulled this off and I feel so proud. We almost hired someone to do this and I'm so glad we did it on our own because it's such a gratifying feeling. And we saved thousands of dollars. Let me know if you guys have any questions in the comments. If you do, I'll try my best to answer them, or just let me know what you think overall. Be sure to subscribe to my channel and follow me on Instagram, Naturally Nella, and I'll see you guys next time.